Great God's War Call.
I'm
Go,
Felix.
go, 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 go.
You forgot.
We actually got
You forgot.
Rexer is here.
I am the episode Charmin. Ryder Hopkins.
I am
made that
Ira,
as a
the leader
joke.
of the faithful.
Felix.
I already did it. I
did
made
it
a
for
joke
real.
and you guys actually ran with it. I win.
You can't make a joke around us. We're gonna take it seriously. And I am
Do
your
it.
DM. Welcome
why I
back to
win.
Misrolled Adventures, where the players make plans and horribly execute them, and some of us make a joke about doing the order backwards.
I think I win.
In the last
The
one.
one time I make a joke and you guys take it seriously.
In the last one, they more or less had a brief they had a brief moment of reprise after the combat between the Unicorn Army and the Draconians that took over half of the war, or half the army itself. After giving a rousing speech to create faith and favor in the religion of the Black, as Ira has so begun, she felt this level of power emanate from her that pulsed out and cured all the wounds of everyone nearby, and turning a crystal of energy out from it as the wild magic surge condensed into a gemstone and was forged from this immediate overture of power that was blasted out from Ira. Going over the inventory counts, there are months of food here, as well as we forgot to do the outlook, the watchtower thing. That's fine. Nothing up much would have been up there other than just the two of you looking up and seeing.
Wow,
seeing the
spoilers.
desert. Whatever. What do you mean? You're already teleported away. It doesn't matter anymore.
Spoilers.
However, Felix discovered some papers that were vitally important, connecting the dots between that and the orc camp's map that they had seen before. They estimate that Elturel is going to be under attack in 3 weeks from the 3 entrances themselves. With this foreboding tale coming up, they teleported back to Elturel with their remaining teleportation from the Helm of Teleportation.
It was not the remaining.
Was it not? Do you have one more charge?
I do.
Okay, because I think you guys slept and then teleported over there, and then that'd be one,
What?
and then
Yeah.
this is the second. So, anyways, you are now within Wolf's Den with the bartender there holding up the candle with his eyes still closed as the rest of you just appear out of nowhere. Several bar patrons kind of like put their glasses down.
What?
And then one of them like puts like his hands up to his face, like, am I real? Am I real?
He's too drunk.
And then he just goes back to drinking.
I was going to say, within that amount of time, the guy's gotten us into the room.
But that's where we're leaving things off. So everybody has entered into the private room that the Wolves' Den shares, and inside you can see Onthar, Leosin, and the captain of the Emerald Enclave.
I throw down the papers and immediately announce, we only have 3 weeks until they
Oh.
come for this city.
Immediately, you can see the Leosin look over to Onthar, who does his trademark rubbing his temple of his bald head.
Bald.
And as we have covered before, Misrolled Adventures, TM, firmly believes that bald people do not have rights.
Wait, what? When did this come into play? When was this
It
decided?
must have been another stream. I don't remember.
I don't
I
remember
made some
either.
comment and I just formatted it as a statement, and you're like,
I
"What?
think it was
No!"
something along the lines of I was saying I was going to shave my head after the wedding, and somebody was like, "Are you going to shave your eyebrows too?" And I said, "No, I don't want to do that," sort of deal.
Of course, Tyler remembers
Maybe.
it all.
Maybe it's either that or we
He
were playing a
literally just
game.
started this. He made this joke last part. Literally like 20 minutes ago.
Blind people don't have rights.
Oh, I might have been away for that. Anyways,
It was
as you slam down the papers and say this, you can see that there's like a pause as they have to grasp what you mean. And they turn to look at each other. Onthar leans in. What are we supposed to expect? What are
Well-
we going to be going up against?
well, judging from the reported number, I can already say we have made strikes at it unintentionally.
Hmm. Right, because if they're
Right.
if these numbers are
How?
to estimate are to include the members of the Unicorn Army, then we can deduct some of these numbers.
We also dealt with an orc camp to the south
How long ago was that, though?
quite a while. That might not be included anymore, but at the same time, I'm with just how much is on here. I don't know how long ago this plan was made.
Fair. Right now, they still outnumber us. We'll say worst case scenario 2-1.
Yes. At this point, we need to start evacuating citizens. We're not going to be able to get all of them out,
No.
but I think we use the airship to ferry them towards Waterdeep and Dragon Spear, and hopefully ferry soldiers back to help bolster our defense until greater amounts can come to strike at the forces from behind. If that can happen.
Right. I feel confident in these walls. I know that Randall brought up the potential of a siege combat, and as such, we began to prepare the walls for something like that. Preparing the walls and preparing a garrison that would be able to break through a siege. So that's something that we've begun. My concern is, with involving Dragon Spear, we need to get permission from the Mistress. I do not doubt that she is going to allow for refugees to show up, but I wonder what she's going to say if we were to ask for soldiers to come here. We're going to need to speak to her directly, and we still have had no contact with her at Dragon Spear. Waterdeep is at a state where they're recovering, but they still have no centralized government, and as such are still founding off of the support of the citizens to protect itself. If we were to draw anyone from there, it's going to leave Waterdeep itself very weakened already in its recovering state. We can bring refugees there because they would be able to possibly aid in repairing Waterdeep and doing so and having stations. So we can ferry people out into both of those areas right
At
now.
that point, it's if we're not ferrying soldiers back, I say there are magic circles to Waterdeep. We use those to get citizens out instead. The airship should be used to ferry them to where they can be taken, and they can send some soldiers back.
Okay.
We can try Zakara. Do we have anywhere else we can turn to?
That we can turn to on the continent of Faerun.
So we can't we can't call upon Tien. We've got
none. There's
too many people affected.
Say it. Ooh, Island. Say it.
The only way we'd be able to hold
Say it.
any sway of power over getting their help would to be
Resolving
cure these
those
two, and then somehow keep them away from Gopher and Ira.
Mm.
That I think is nigh impossible, and they should not be counted amongst allies.
No.
We maybe could by chance feed information to them and get them to strike at potentially the forces before they reach here, but I don't know how well that would work.
Try to lead them using breadcrumbs to possibly attack part of the group beforehand. Would be
Yeah.
something that we could do. I'll have Leosin look into that. He's more into the Harpers are definitely more equipped with
Vaughn's here, right?
something like that. Vaughn is here, yes. As well as that, so is Nassim.
Vaughn, how long would it take to set up a new room similar to this elsewhere?
If you're referring to the Unicorn Army's room, having a facility there for something like this, it would not take long. What we need is to have
So
a
I would
high-
assume you would like it at this point. I think we need to make a new room there and a new room for her. At this point, we need somewhere to fall back to.
right. I was actually speaking to Omthar as he came to me for this, and I think that would be the most ideal situation for her because it keeps her out of harm's way. And as it currently stands, if the paperwork here is recent, their assumption is that they have the Unicorn Army. They're not going to go to try to attack something that they quote-unquote have control over.
Yes, but unfortunately, that still does not help us number-wise.
It doesn't.
It drops it from. I think you did. You say 700 was without them, or
750. Dropping it from the Unicorn Army would put it at 650.
I thought you said there was 200.
There's 200 soldiers there, but the assumption was that they're not. The Unicorn
They would
Army
send 150.
They would send 100 because the
Okay.
Draconians were half of the full force that was over there. There's 50 left because of the other 50 being slain by the Draconians
Yeah.
during the raid.
Well, I mean, if I was still thinking along the plans, is that they would send everybody, even the humans, with them unsuspecting somewhat.
That's hard to gauge. That would be something that you would have to probably talk to them about because you're unsure of what their morals are.
I mean, I was on the because you didn't specify exact numbers at the time.
No, I mean, and neither does the paper. The paper just says that they have quote unquote 750 force. Whether that's all of it, whether that's of a specific type, whether that's the morale that they have between other factions that they're bringing, who knows? It's just they have a 750 in a force. You get the feeling that they had to be a little bit more discreet just to ensure that nobody accidentally learned of too much. So they were discreet in some of their information gathering. Or distribution, rather. Of those that we can call upon to help, we don't have too much. We can ask for from the major cities, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, Silverspire Mount, and if push comes to shove, maybe Leosin can have Tian dealing with them through circumstance, not through direct direction. if they're causing a push like this, they're trying to effectively win the war by eliminating the forces that oppose them. We have the most intel, we have the most understanding of what they're trying to do. Tian is currently whatever we can call them. The rest of the cities
They're
themselves
a
aren't going to
third
be
force.
equipped. Right. But right now, if the Cult of the Dragon is going to be trying to wage war against El Terrell, this is the final push, at least, of what I can gather. They'll
so
use...
we can stop them here, we can turn the tides.
Right. So this could be a blessing in disguise now that we know that it's going to be coming. We might want to keep it that way. If they try to come in contact with the Unicorn Army, we need to somehow have them still believe that they're in control. If we can do that,
So then we're gonna need to bolster their forces a lot. And
Correct.
no one can be seen wearing any armor other than theirs.
correct.
Here's something I was. Because there's no way we can get all the citizens out. At this point, we would need to start training them now. Do we maybe bolster them and have them train some of the citizens who wish to fight?
You
if
see,
it comes
like,
to fighting?
you see a level of understanding, like, almost like a sparkle in Onthar's eyes as you say this. Like, you both had the immediate thought process of this occurring. That might be best. If we do this, then it resolves at least two problems. We both remove some of the civilians from combat's reach, while also preparing and creating a bigger garrison for us. How well they're going to be trained in 3 weeks is going to be unsure, but at the very least, it's going to create the facade that the Unicorn Army is still under the cult's control.
We'll have to also start training some here.
Correct. We have a much more capable facility here from within the city's keeps. Or from within the city keep. He turns and looks to the captain of the Emerald Enclave. The ritual is going to be taking place in about 5 days, correct? That's correct. We've hit a snag, but it's not anything that's going to be a problem. The man you brought, he came to. And is in hysterics. Apart from that, the ritual is going to have no complications. We'll be prepared for it in the coming of about 5 days.
And the man's hysteria won't change that, correct?
No.
Dealing with it wouldn't make it faster.
No, it would not.
Okay.
The man's hysterics is more so a nuisance. And that's why I wanted to come bring that to light to you all, because considering you brought him here, I'm concerned for his well-being and his tether to you. So,
Yeah, we can stop in and check. Maybe we can calm him somewhat and glean something through the hysteria that would give us an aid in dealing with potentially what we find in the ritual based on the sword's effects on him. But
fair.
we'll leave that at that for now.
We have time.
The other two things we were thinking about is I don't think it's a reasonable thing to do if we're not going to be going to Tian directly, is curing these two. But, I mean, it could also be an aid not to have, for them to have any connections that she might exploit.
Correct. And giving 3 weeks' time, if the time frame is concise with the effects that take place on you, you would be under the effect during this fight. And I don't think that that's going to be something.
No, big problem though is we understand how to do it. We have absolutely no leads at all into getting the solution.
Right.
The other thing we was brought up is potentially making small guerrilla attacks.
Mm.
I don't know how many forces we could do this with, but like with this helm, we could teleport in to rough locations, or at least attempt to quickly strike and then get out.
That's fair. The big problem is knowing where to strike, because we, as far as we currently stand, we don't know where the Cult of the Dragon is being housed. The closest thing that we have is rough estimates of where the sparks are, along with that hag that you had brought up before. We don't have any sort of location-wise direct connection to either of these situations, let alone the cult.
Best bet was to use the map and hit roughly where it seems, from what I can tell, it's a path of where all the troops are moving from and stopping before they move to El Terrell. Striking at those points.
That's fair.
So they seem to be roughly gathering points at this point.
I can get behind that. Concern is whether or not they're either already on the move or if they're waiting until closer to the time frame. Do they have means of instant transmission between the locations? Because if they do,
If we're assuming this number is individual bodies, that's the magic's required to instantly move that many people is astronomical.
it's true.
Like, we probably might be able to actually move this city with that power.
Well, there's definitely more civilians in here than 750, but
It's like at that point, like I think we could just physically move the city and like, fly it away, like convert the magic energy elsewhere instead of like teleporting everyone. Just pick up and move the city. Like
Yeah, we just gotta pick it up and move it.
Somewhere else.
I don't think they. I would not be surprised if some of them were moved instantaneously with the transportation magic, but there's the power required to do all of them is too astronomically high.
Right.
So, but any who can tend to the crystal and focus on it to keep its magics working needs to be under high guard. Because if they have any intelligence, they'll target that for sure.
Yes.
Because if they bring any amount of dragons with them, we will need those walls repairing themselves to
Right.
hold out for the potential troops coming by land.
We've been garrisoning the dragon lances into the walls for preparing for justification. Bringing up the siege points, we've garnered at least 2 dragon lances per entrance and are focusing on putting them into those areas. However, in the coming few weeks, we will most likely be able to at least set up some garrisoned spaces between other portions of the walls, so that way they can attempt to ward off anything that might be coming from the air towards the sides that aren't entrances.
I would definitely put some towards the north,
Yes.
because if they punch a hole there, that would be the best place for us to move civilians.
And that would lead them straight to them.
Yes. and it would put them in a. That'd be too extreme of a back attack for us to handle.
Right. Ulthar's at this point had a quill and paper in front of him, marking down everything to make sure that they have a list of what their current tasks are going to be.
How many civilians do you think we can get out between teleportation circles? Between the Unicorn Army base and heading them southwards towards towns and Zakara and Silver Quill.
That's something that we would need to ask
Potential
Alexander about, but if
Lysander.
I am correct,
keeping those those open and sending as many through.
what's the spell again?
Teleportation circle.
Teleportation circle. I was like, what word am I missing
I
here
think
to
it's
give
circle
me
of teleportation.
It's a 5th level spell. I'm pretty
teleportation
It's a
circle?
5th level
Yeah,
circle.
it's just teleportation circle. 10-foot diameter. Can transport if everybody hugs close.
Hug, you say?
At best, we're talking about 10 creatures.
Here, Rex.
Or wait, no, 10-foot diameter. So about 20 if they hug close per use.
Yeah, I would.
The one that can do this is 2 people within the city, Alexander and his subordinate. At best,
No one can cast anything better.
Not to that degree of specific.
Specific.
No one knows gate.
Hold on. Gate is a 9th level spell, correct?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it would be pretty much only Alexander at that point.
Let me double check. No, he does not.
You're just saying that.
Essentially, we gotta have 2 people teleporting 20 people at a time, non-stop.
Per day. In a city
Yeah.
that is massive in Faerun. Over the course of 21 days.
Well, I guess I guess I assume we would prioritize women and children.
I mean, that's on you. Is that what you would like to prioritize?
I mean, definitely the children part. We're not making child soldiers.
Ira puts away the tiny swords. Fine.
You do have 32 poison daggers.
There's little kids somewhere in here in the room. Just like,
Oh, we're
okay,
gonna,
we
we're
gotta
gonna
back away.
poison children with those.
Give all,
Just
the, give all the kids the weapon.
32 kids running at somebody with fucking poison daggers.
We taught them so well.
Get them!
Who wins? One big scaly boy or 32 children with poison daggers?
One big scaly boy.
What if they come
Real-
at him from all angles?
Real easily, I feel. One wing flap would be enough to take out at least half of them.
You
See
know,
half,
so
and then the other
it's
60
like-
The
kill
other,
'em.
the other half would only live because they're on the bodies of the other 18.
A worthy sacrifice, I'm sure.
And that's only assuming it doesn't use a breathe technique.
Breath technique, go!
That's only assuming they're all running from one direction.
Still.
buff the children with death ward so they can't die in one hit.
They got one extra time. They got one extra chance. Go paralyze that bastard. He can't survive 32 chances.
Technically 16, because don't you have to pierce them like in 2 different sides at the same
Yes,
time?
and I'm also certain that children with daggers they're not proficient in are not gonna pierce a dragon's fucking hide. I think it's-
We give them bless.
I don't know if that'll help enough.
Anyways, between Alexander and a subordinate, we'd be able to use the teleportation circle approximately 10 times a day. With Alexander still requiring the use of his higher magics to maintain the city's dome,
I'm home.
we can use it about 10 times. His subordinate can do it 3, and then Alexander can do it 7.
There's no one we'd be able to, within that time, get taught the spell and be able to help somewhat.
The difficulty isn't
Training
getting them.
montage.
The difficulty isn't getting them to learning it. The difficulty is getting them to a point that they can even maintain it. If
You
we
forget that we are some of the most powerful people in this realm now.
Oh, I don't. But I mean,
Huh?
even one other wizard casting it once a day.
would apply for 20 people per day, but we're not going to be getting that.
it's-
Would we rather have? We'll have that being the potential, and we'll have to see how that goes because we have a distribution of labor now that we need to focus on. Is it worthwhile to spend some of that labor to try to teach them more so that way they can transport out about a couple hundred more? Yes, it would be. However, what is the likelihood of getting that done fast enough to be worthwhile?
Well, here's a better question: What would those magics be doing otherwise?
You have a point.
I think having the wizards prioritize getting those who can into position to help and getting whoever they can out until the day before. They all rest and then they have their magics for the battle.
All right.
Because what percentage of the people, if we got that just at the current base, people out within that time through that
How many people will we get through?
percentage?
As it currently stands, we can probably get out about 50 to 75%. It depends. Some may choose to leave by their own choice, which will lessen that impact. But there are some that have had roots here for generations. I doubt that they're going to choose to leave.
All right, that was honestly better than I was thinking. So I think our first order of business is announcing to the public the recruitment for the militia.
He looks to the Emerald Enclave, Captain. I think that'd be best suited.
If enough of them want to recruit, that we could have everyone else out of here within, say, a week, I say we do it.
I doubt that we're going to be able to get everybody out within a week.
I know. It's just a point. It's like if we can in 3 weeks get 50 to 75% out, but we announce and like 50% want to stay and fight, it makes getting the rest out a lot easier.
It's fair. We'll have to gauge it. All right.
I think we send. I think we send word tomorrow towards Sakara. See who they can immediately spare if we ferry people.
To and from.
Yeah. See how many trips they can supply us with, and then how many they can send on foot.
I know Alexander was working on trying to set up a second one, but with his other duties, he hasn't had it fully assembled yet. Within the 3 weeks' time, it's possible that the second airship will be constructed.
Has he by chance been putting more weaponry on that one?
He spoke about it, but I don't know if that was in the direct creation of it yet. That would be something that would be done after it was created.
We might want to see if... Because if enough people conscript that we can get him to focus on the airship instead. Helping him and getting it ready and get the weapons on it before it's ready. Because there is no way there won't be at least one dragon. Having some, at least... The airship will have to be manned. If we can have a second one that's armed as well, if not better, that will help.
We'll speak to Alexander and gather what his specs are and devote the division of labor to ensuring that that gets accomplished before the 3 weeks' time at least. While one is being made for ferrying, the other one can be worked on in a more hasty manner.
Yes. I think at this point it's... I know we spoke about garrisoning the Unicorn Army. We scrap that and we immediately reorganize it into construction for what we need for the fallback. And immediately go into recruitment.
So we scrap the idea of having the Unicorn Army maintain a training regiment. And
No, the training regiment part stays. Though the original call I made about like us having the Emerald Enclave and all you guys have some units there instead. We scrap that. That's out the window. We immediately go into recruitment. Get the people over there who we're going to train there. Start training the people here. Work out our time frame for getting those who do not wish to stay out. And we get the people over there to train once we've got our recruitment started. But we send immediately the people to start construction on our fallback facilities. Get the meeting room and the secure room built, and we get those and what resources we need from them out and into them.
Understood. That'd be our best option then.
And I think maybe
some of this will have to be planned more accordingly tomorrow. If we can get in contact with Dragonspear, Zakara, Waterdeep, once we get into contact with them, we'll have better understanding of where we can send civilians accordingly. And we can get a better tally of our own units.
I think figure out who you'd all want diplomatically for the meeting with Dragonspear. I think we need to plan on going to them personally at least. I have one idea for after we do that at least, or maybe before, of where to go to maybe get some more information for curing Rex and Ryder, which would take us to Zakara. But we'll need to contact them before we go.
Correct. On the topic of Ryder and Rex, how are you two feeling? How is these banes on your soul? How is this? How are you doing?
Besides the Oh, am I? Okay, just had to check. Besides the random effects that occur randomly, I'm honestly feeling fine.
You see off to the side Frulam looking in at you with like a raised eyebrow. Feeling fine?
Okay, maybe.
I mean,
My
I think
dead
he
ex
knows
speaks
that's
to me.
not from the actual.
I whispered to him, I see dead people.
Oh, great! You're back to how you were in Zakara.
Yeah, pretty much. Except that person wasn't dead. That was a figment of his own imagination.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Totally fine. I do an awkward smile.
You- Oh,
Sure.
boy.
Sure, he's fine. We don't have the greatest time for this.
Oh no, we had 30 minutes to discuss the ins and outs of government politics that matters nothing to us in the end, does it? And yet we did anyway. I had a nap. Now, if this meeting is adjourned, there is other business to take care of, so I will be departing. Thank you for your
I'll come
time.
with you. It was good seeing you all again.
Ugh.
I suggest, for those that still are in the room, I suggest taking this time to catch your breath, because it's going to be a hasty and very
yes.
busy 3 weeks. In the coming of 5 days as well, with this ritual, hopefully we can glean a little bit more from Zalusk. Speaking with the captain here, Zalusk is currently, in layman's terms, possessed. Once he comes to, he might actually have information about the cult, and we can use that to gather more location-wise what we can do to fight against this.
Yes, I think we'll go visit the hysteric man and then rest for tonight.
Speaking of Silusk,
Mhm.
after he gives the information about what we need to know, what would become of him after he gives us the information?
That'll depend on what happens during the ritual. There's a lot of things that could occur. But if the possession is fully broken and Zalusk's will still resides within the blade, we can gather information, and later down the road, he might find a suitable wielder. As it currently stands, he doesn't have one, and that is why there is currently only 6 swordsmen. We would have to harbor him like you would a rehabilitated prisoner. Keep a watchful eye, seeing what quirks come up from this possession. As being possessed for so long, it's possible that his own mentality has shifted, and that his own morals might have changed. We have to see the results of the ritual for that. Worst case scenario, nothing changes, and we just strip Zalusk of his power and eternally imprison him. That would be the worst case scenario.
All right.
With that, the 3 of them get to talking, and the butler begins, or the barman begins to
Pretty much a butler.
usher you all out.
Ush, ush.
The screen's froze. There we go. Weird. I don't know why that happened.
Yeah.
Anyways. Why did it do it again?
So-
Why is it frozen again? What's going on? There we go.
Should I go visit our hysteric man now?
I suppose.
Is that
See
where
what
all of you are
potential
going?
information about the possession we can, and knowledge and choices forcefully imparted on him.
As
One
well.
would hope he has some information.
So, you guys are all going over there then?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Actually, can I go
Yeah.
sell my daggers?
Sell more than your daggers.
Oh, yeah, I'll sell the plates and great axe too.
Sell anything that isn't something we currently actively use.
I use a lot of my essentials.
And from the bag of holding, it's keep the potions, they're useful. Keep the grenade. Keep anything useful that is a magic item. Got the bomb, the cold box. Just take up most of the bag. It's like we don't need those weapons. We don't need the armor. There's a few bits and bobs in there that we've never used, including you, that we don't need.
Alright, so shop, Tyler?
Yeah.
Hugo?
We can just rush that one though.
Yeah.
So what is everything that you're trying to sell?
Give me a second. Let me pull up the page. Let's see. How about the box of Oblak?
The buckets of Ublex?
Yeah.
The bits that have your memory in it?
Yeah. Okay, fine. We'll keep it.
You're not gonna sell that shit. Who? I do not know a single man who would want to buy that from you.
How about a crowbar?
You've
Can I
never
keep
met
that? Yeah.
like
Yeah, I'll
half
keep that.
of
Let's see.
Mason's characters then.
Okay, so I thought I would be useful, but I'll sell the iron buckle.
The iron buckle, the fucking the prisoner or the
Yeah,
the
yep, that
shackle
thing.
things.
Yep,
Yeah, okay.
Yep, I'll probably sell that. What else? I had a spear in my inventory. I'm pretty sure that's not worth too much, but I'll sell it. The plate armor, the great axe, and then the 32 daggers, and that's it.
Okay. And it's just basic plate armor?
Yeah, this says plate armor. Yeah, nothing special.
If I remember correctly, it was part of that plate armor is a living suit.
Yep. So isn't that wasn't that?
Or no, wait, did we find more plate armor? I think we sold that plate armor. I think we found
Yeah,
more
I think
in
we
the
got this
bunker.
one from that warehouse.
Yeah, from the
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, so being used, you're selling plate armor, iron buckle, the spear, great axe. You can get about
I mean, we can dress them up that they're new. He's got mending.
okay, but if it's going to a shop, then they're gonna primarily be trying to resell it as well. For all that, you can get probably about 750 gold pieces.
All right.
I mean,
Take
I
it.
think
Giving me my
Well,
money.
The money.
Money.
how much am I putting down? 750.
Yes.
Yes. How much do we have now, Mox?
Not as much as you hope.
How much do we got, Mox?
In total, we have 3,800.
Haha.
Could always go fight that copper dragon.
We do have the way to do it. Tyler, you hear what I was telling these guys about my plan?
No, I didn't.
No, he was gone. You could literally see he was gone.
My plan was to get to fit the army of the unicorn army and have them come help us fight the dragon. And then Lynn's like, yeah, that could be training for them. And then we can get the reward. Boom!
Just lose the entire advantage we have.
Advantage. You guys are not in the advantage right now.
We could hire
It-
another army with that money.
That's how we win. We become land barons and we use our funds to buy out everybody else.
Just buy everyone in the whole land besides the cultists and have everyone and then order everyone to fight the cultists.
What a level of monopoly I never really thought of. Monopoly
Tion.
Baldur's Gate. I want that to be a thing.
Yeah.
Dion, we have come.
I think
We
that
have
was a
30,000 platinum. We would like to buy your city.
thing. Strangely enough, we don't have that much platinum.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
When,
yet.
not until you
From
kill
that
the
dragon,
platinum
there won't
dragon.
be.
If you kill the platinum dragon, you can just harvest platinum from him.
True.
You're going after my god now. I see.
You were always expendable, Max. Don't forget that.
Anyway, can you
The
just
one
write in your
god
book
who is
to
the enemy
have,
of the god you face.
Can you just write in your book to have Bahamut hit you up with a sweet like platinum loan so that way you can buy TN?
That'd be awesome.
Strangely enough, I don't think the church would allow that.
The Church of Bahamut? Weird.
I feel like I could get the loan, but I think they would. I don't think they'd accept the deal and try to kill us.
You just
Seeing
go to
as they-
TN to take out a loan for 30,000 platinum and then try to buy TN with the 30,000 platinum. Anyways. But yeah, you gain 750 gold for your selling the stuff in your inventory. And everybody that's going to view, that is the hysterical man, he's in the Emerald Enclave. So, making your way over to the Emerald Enclave, if nobody else is doing anything, Ryder, you just slowly catch up behind them.
Yes.
Once you enter, you can tell that there's a number of people that are very busy running around trying to gather everything that they can to prepare for this ritual. You can see some people are setting up symbols on the ground. You can see that there is like a white chalked outline that's being prepared as well across the area. People are deassembling the throne seat that's at the end of the Emerald Enclave's hall to make room for presumably the ritual. And you hear screaming from the other room from behind. The room that View was passed out in, recovering.
I don't think we need a guide to get us to the room again.
Make a... Yeah, no, you don't need to. No, you can definitely tell which room he's in. It's also the only other room that's in here next to the open-aired side pieces to this hall.
Side dish.
Side dish.
Inside of the shoe.
So is it just pure screaming, or is he saying? And is there any
Uh,
phrases coming through as we like walk in?
try to think of what he would be screaming right now. He would be screaming, "Let me go! Let me go! He told me that he would help me. I need his help. I'm going to die." And that is about everything that he's shouting.
To die.
Don't forget the poison.
Is he dying?
Let's go talk to him. Let's see what we can glean.
Going into that room, the shouting gets louder. You can see that he is fully restrained to the wall. They moved some of the beds around and have effectively pinned him to the wall using shackles, heavy ironed chains on his legs. They've bound his chest to it as well using an iron buckle. And they have people stationed nearby, like in chairs, just waiting. One of which is the female sword woman that, quote unquote, found out the information about Zulusk being near the High Forest.
Is that the same one that we scared with Ryder's hair?
Yes, I believe so.
How does he feel seeing Ryder now?
She's more okay. She's just focusing more on View because he's almost foaming at the mouth. She does notice you. Oh, thanks for bringing him.
You're welcome.
He hasn't stopped shouting for hours. What the hell? Who the hell is he?
In sleep?
No, he's awake.
What? I know he's awake right now. I asked if he sleeps.
Oh, if he sleeps? It hasn't even been a day since you guys have seen him. You guys slept. You came here to confirm with, or at least Rex did, to come confirm with the captain before leaving. And then when you guys went to, when Rex came to confirm with the captain, he was still passed out. So when you guys teleported over to the Unicorn Army, dealt your deal over there, and then teleported back, it's only been a few hours. So he woke up a few hours ago.
Okay. I thought he was at least awake when we dropped off. The guy from Dragon Spear.
I don't believe so. No, I don't think so. If I'm wrong, then he was in a stupor until now. But she looks just annoyed that he's been like this. He keeps saying that he's going to die. He tried to immediately go and grab Zalusk again, which would have caused a catastrophe. But luckily, we are very fortified, and he didn't get even remotely close. So, can you explain to me what the fuck is going on with him?
The first time we met him, he told us that, or somewhat, he told us that he's been hopping around different dimension, right?
No. He's been looking for, he was looking for a way to transport to the Feywild, and which is why he was in the High Forest. But he's been traveling across this plane looking for research on all different forms of life. You can just relay that to her if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what he was doing, but to also point out, he was possessed by a sword that is possessed. I do think that's going to affect your mind, no matter how little that exposure was.
I guess. I'm just saying that if...
Has anyone tried asking him why he thinks he's going to die?
Yeah.
You see them, like, look at each other? No, we just kind of assume that he's just going crazy.
Amateurs. All of them.
Any information could gleam into possibly is going on with Seleusk. His fears could stem from that thing.
Satan.
Is he's strapped to the wall, like on
Yeah.
a bed, or just on the floor?
Like on the floor. Like his back is up against it and his legs are sprawled out. Arms
His
are
legs
up.
straight out.
I'll sit like across from him, like
Yeah.
3 or 4 feet, just outside of his reach.
Oh, he doesn't
I'll
have a
just look at
reach.
Oh,
His
he
arms
literally
are-
can't move.
No, he literally can't move.
I'll come and
Uh,
sit next to Ira for this.
Uh-oh.
Being this close, Ira, make. Well, I guess since Felix, you're doing the same. Both of you make an Arcana check.
Uh-huh.
I kind
How-
of figured
how
that
hard
Ira
to
wasn't.
go?
I just had to check my bonus because it's 0, for a total of 14.
Hey, that's not bad.
Oh, not terrible. I rolled a 17 plus 5, so 21.
That's 22, but you know.
No one said I was good at math.
Don't let numbers slow you
And
down.
nobody said that the Emerald Enclave was good with people. They focus on the walls, not the people. That's the Order of the Gauntlet.
We're learning so many things.
Both of you actually can recognize that there is on the iron buckle. There seems to be etchings for sigils across it. Ira, you have no idea what they are. However, Felix, you know that these are restrictive sigils that prevent any form of, in layman's terms, lycanthropy.
Layman terms?
Oh, good. We might have to deal with werewolves.
You would also know
Anyway,
that lycanthropy also stems to druidic like transformation in similar magics.
Oh, okay. And there's another distinction I would have made, but okay.
Yeah.
So never mind. Scratch that. I'm not worried about werewolves.
No, it's to make sure because they're trying to stop him from transforming. More
He's
else.
just a
Okay.
druid.
No polymorphing. Yeah, he's a druid. No polymorphing. That is effectively what it is meant to do.
No, I mean I was actually worried like a werewolf.
No, yeah, I gathered
Those are
that.
things.
I know there are things. That's why I couldn't think of the word polymorph, so I went with lycanthropy.
Oh.
At least that's sorted out.
Yeah, my brain melted there. But the people after you say, did you ask him why he thinks he's going to die? They kind of like give each other looks. Look, we didn't really try to reason with him because he's not exactly in a reasonable state. If you want to try asking him questions, fine. I'm gonna go take a break. And she takes the other Emerald Enclave member and they leave the room. There's still 2 on the other end watching the door that leads into the further steps of the Emerald Enclave. But apart from that, it's just you all and him up against the floor.
Gopher, do you want to join him or those 2 over there? Maybe Rex and Ryder, you keep watch on this other door.
Okay.
Okay.
Does-
Okay.
View seem to recognize that we're sitting in front of him. Like, does he acknowledge our existence?
Yes, his eyes are dilated, but he's staring straight at you.
Okay.
What the hell is going on here? Why aren't you letting me go to
Just-
Zalusk?
Just calm down. All in time.
I don't have time.
We just need to make sure that you aren't.
We need to
well,
make
quite
sure
frankly,
you're okay.
possessed. What is your name?
View Eagle Eyes.
And what is the date?
He gives you the date. I don't know what the specific date is.
Ah, yes, perfect. The date.
You remember what
No, you
happened
just
to
say
you
a date.
before you woke up here?
I know that I was speaking to you all over in the High Forest, and going from there, I was making a conversation, grabbed Zalusk, and then I was here.
Can I make an insight check on that?
Go ahead, make an insight check.
I guess I'll join him because I'm here.
Yeah.
27.
I'm gonna be very
Not even close, but a
silent because
18,
Yoshi's
but-
barking.
Okay.
I'm almost 10 points lower than him.
Her. You can gather that he is 100% genuine. That his actions are his own, and that he is conscious, understanding, and is completely concerned for his own well-being.
So it is not then that he is. I see. So this is more of like an addiction in a sense. Like he quote unquote needs
Yeah.
Zalusk.
Almost desperation. Not necessarily addiction, but that whatever Zalusk promised to him, he is desperate for.
What is afflicting you?
Yes.
Memory loss
I'm
drug.
going to die.
Everyone is
From
going
what?
to die.
I
But that is
have
going to end you.
For a long story short, because I don't exactly have the time, I need to spend every minute that I can searching for something. I'm going to die because my heart is going to give out.
Why?
You ask me. I just have
Did
A bad
Zalusk
heart.
tell you that it was?
no. It's something that I've learned when I was younger. All right.
Is this some sort of birth thing?
Yes.
I see.
I see.
That's why I left my family. That's why I've been scouring everywhere, because I'm trying to find a living creature that does not need a heart. I've broken so many traditions, broken my family's bond with our circle, done everything imaginable to try to find a way to live without a heart. And I can't find one. I've gone to places that you don't want to be. I've been in places where screaming is just on the winds. And I can't find something that still doesn't need a heart. Closest thing that I found is a possible tie to the Feywild, but that's it. And I don't even think that that's real, whatever I found. Zalusk said that he would follow me, or that he would help guide me to these different places, because he himself can transport to different planes, and that helped me find as much as I can, but I don't have anything else that I can go off of. So while I travel the planes with him, I'll be able to find more entities that would get me closer to finding someone. Someone, something, I don't care. Anything.
Unfortunately, something terrible has happened to Zalusk, which is why you don't remember anything. We're currently trying to help him.
He
It's-
himself is possessed.
Yes. Something possessed him in the forest. And this is causing him great harm. And it caused you great harm.
Unfortunately, whatever is possessing Zalusk was using you, lying to you. For how long, we do not know. But you say you made a deal with Zalusk, though it might not have actually been him.
You can see, like, after you say this, his eyes, you can almost feel his soul shatter. Like his world is crumbling, and this only toppled towers faster.
Do you by chance know of the cult of the dragons? The Sparks?
No. Not the Sparks, no. Cult of the Dragon I've heard about, but I've avoided.
Unfortunately, whatever's possessing him seems to be with them.
Would you mind if I performed some basic physiology checks on you?
Sure. Nothing I haven't already undergone. Gone to so many people trying. Gone to other gods to speak to. Gone to religious figures. Witches. Hags. Anything.
well, you can try this one. And I look to Ira.
I am not trying to discern if he is telling the truth or not,
Okay.
or like anything like that. I just want to know how much time he has left.
Okay. Make a medicine check. A flat medicine check. I don't think there would be any difficulty in it, but it's definitely not something that you've done before. And it's fairly difficult.
Would I be able to assist him?
Not in this. This is going to be more so her understanding of the anatomy and a lot more to go off of like just inner knowledge, not something that's going to be able to be done with help.
I will cast Bless beforehand because Bless is fun and
mean
good.
guidance?
Not Bless.
Guidance.
Guidance. Yeah,
Yeah.
the other one.
the one that actually benefits this.
Yeah.
I would
I
like
bless
to.
myself.
I would like
Die!
to check. Yeah, I would like to check to see how long he has to live. 6 seconds. Ah!
Just slap his face with an inflict.
Exactly.
You didn't see this coming.
Die.
17 plus 9. So
Okay.
26.
Here's something. Can I, within all this time, set up a detect magic to see if there's any magic afflicting his health?
Yeah, make an Arcana check. Or wait, sorry, are you doing
It would be
anything?
ritual questing.
Okay, ritual casting. Okay, so while this is happening, we'll just say
Over
that,
the whole course of the talk.
yeah, we'll just say that it goes off. There is 0 magic afflicting him. However, you can see kind of akin to like when you know that you've
Ophir was
heard
possessed.
not necessarily. So you can see, like, for instance, there's faith. Faith in of itself is of magical kind when it comes to religion. They have this sort of aura about them. That's what you can see casted over paladins, casted over clerics, and things along those lines. It's similar to druids and their circles. They're very committed to their circles and the way that the lifestyles are. Looking over him, there is a shattered remnant of a circle, of a druidic
Right.
circle over him. Whatever he's done, whatever acts he's caused, however he's lived, he has shattered that connection between his familial tree and the circle.
Can I discern what kind of druidic magic he was using before?
Yes. Let me.
Assume that's how this would work. I don't know
Yeah, nope.
for
That's
phrases.
this is totally a homebrewed thing from me. So, because I don't think that typically you can actually even see that sort of deal. It would be of the moon.
Ah, the moon. So he's a shifter.
Yes.
We have those rings that let us talk telepathically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can I designate to like specific people? Is that possible, or is it mostly just a group
no?
call?
It's a group call.
Okay. Not that it really makes that big of a difference in the end.
I thought we said we could do that.
I don't think so, because I think that
Yeah.
at one point you guys had the discussion of giving one of the rings to somebody, but then decided not to because you wouldn't be able to talk to each other without talking to him.
That does ring a bell.
Yeah, so it's
So
a really
everybody knows. He has less than a month to live.
and it's in
Our only maybe we can speak to Alexander.
You think
Maybe
he
he
will
could
probably have
transport him
solution?
through the dimensions. But I mean, I have no knowledge of anything that could help him.
But he say he wants to buy it as doesn't need a heart, right?
Well, he says he's got an idea in the Feywild. It's our options is he originally made his deal with Zalusk before Zalusk was possessed, and so we managed to fix Zalusk, and then they potentially go on their way. We could talk to Alexander to see if he has the magics to send him to the Feywild. Now,
But we don't even know the creature he's looking for.
mean-
Potential.
what does that matter? We're just sending him. We're not going with him.
I
We
know
don't
we're not
have
going.
the time.
No, at this point,
It's
I suppose it
knowing
would
the
be a
creature
mercy.
wouldn't matter if Alexander could send him to the Feywild.
Quite frankly, he isn't our problem.
Hmm.
I am fully willing to send him on his way, and at least give him a chance.
Yes. It's the point is right now is, do we give him the immediate chance right now, or do we give him the chance that he goes with Zalusk?
And then Zaluska gets recaptured by the cult again, after he
Well, I
doesn't
mean,
make it.
I don't know if that will. I don't think that would happen in the Feywild. And if they came back here afterwards, it should be fine. It's the decision is
Zalusk also isn't at our disposal anyway.
something to also bring up, because he for some reason doesn't seem to remember this, but the moment just before he grabbed Zalusk, or went to like touch Zalusk or whatever, there was the conversation of the device that Max has. He was taking a look at it and then seemed to have a conversation with Zalusk privately, talking about how he can't take it from them and things along those lines.
well, we know we knew Zalusk wanted it, not him.
Yes.
So that's why I didn't mention it. I don't think that's important to this scenario.
Fair.
He already doesn't remember it. I don't think he's going to.
No.
So what do you all think? Do we get him a
Like-
weapon? Do we help him get a weapon and send him on his way?
There is an easier way that we can get over all of this, and I didn't think of it sooner. Wildheart,
Hmm.
do you know of any creatures that do not need a heart to live in the Feywild?
They'll call it the Heartless.
Those
Sorry.
wouldn't be in the Feywild.
No, they would
Kingdom
definitely be in like
Hearts.
probably the Abyss.
Kingdom
Actually,
or
more
the
like
Shadowfell.
Hades. Yeah, or Shadowfell actually too.
They're coming.
Where's my this? The closest thing that I can think of that doesn't have a heart to survive is a fungus. An insignificant creature that I suppose you can say has more of a life in the Feywild, as a more conscious creature.
Are
Yeah.
you proposing we turn him into a mushroom?
From one feebleness to the other, it's the closest thing that I can think of. I don't know if there's anything like that in the material plane. I've only ever been here as such, as this. whisked away by others that wield me, even trying to grasp a fraction of my power.
As always, you are a font of information.
Got him.
Did we hear
Say.
that by chance?
You would hear, as always, you are a font of knowledge.
Well,
You would not directly hear.
Wildheart didn't decide to speak to. Wildheart's spoken to all of us before.
He's spoken out
That's-
loud, but I
That's
don't
why.
think.
That's why I asked.
I think in this situation, he's not going to speak out loud, just because he's not going to speak out loud in front of
Dude.
View.
He can't speak out loud through the rings.
No.
Oh, okay.
Unless
I'm
you
not
put a ring on the
conference call.
sword.
Can we put a ring on the sword so he can talk to us?
You can try.
Okay, I'll take my ring off and I'll put it on Wildheart just to
Oh
see
my-
if they can hear him.
You guys can.
Creepy. I put it back on.
Can we put one of our spare ones on him?
You could if you so choose.
No, then he would say some stupid shit every time we use something.
So,
He's a
Ira,
dickhead.
what information
Put a ring on
do
the
you give you?
skull.
There's nowhere to put
speaks-
the ring on the skull.
He speaks highly of sentient fungus in the Feywild, though I don't think turning View into a fungus is necessarily the best option here.
Yeah, he
Nor
doesn't,
do I even know if such a thing is possible.
he doesn't seem like a fun guy at all.
Do we speak with View and see? Because he has an inkling of a creature. Let's ask him what he was looking for.
View,
Back to, but
Dear. do you
You
know?
can see that he looks very defeated after being told that he might have made a deal with somebody that was just using him. Anyways, you were saying?
Do you have a name for such creature? Or physiology?
Physiology, no. The closest thing that I heard of was either robotic, which didn't make any sense to me, and then myconids.
Mushroom people.
I
Fun guy.
didn't catch that last one.
Myconids.
The mushroom people. I remember correctly. We've dealt with one.
Oh
or
yeah,
two
Jake
before.
said he got critical hit in the cave, remember?
That was a mushroom, that was not a myconid.
Hmm.
You never dealt with myconids, but you've dealt with. We've run into or at least sentient mushrooms.
You know those mushrooms that fuck up Jacqueline in that cave, guys?
I thought we ran into at least
That was
one
my
of them
first
since
session.
I've joined the
No,
campaign.
I'm unsure of that.
We
The
at least know
mushrooms
what they are.
happened before I joined.
You at least know what myconids are.
So either a Modron or a Myconid.
How about we? This might sound impossible, but how about just like bridging out his hearts
Can you survive without a heart?
for a few
How
minutes?
long do you have to live? I don't know. Let's check. Rips out the heart.
Kalima.
No more.
I love the direct response to that. Let me rip out the heart to check. And no more. Just meanwhile, Mason. Dalima.
Kalima.
Anything short of powerful magic or some sort of conversion, I don't know if we can help him. We might as well just send him on his way.
At which point, which one do we think is better?
I am definitely more keen on sending him to the Feywild than I am to Mechanus.
You also don't necessarily have a direct tie to Mechanus. As far as
How
you
about
know.
this? How about this? If we know the kind of mushroom race that can live without a heart, can we true polymorph him and transform him into that thing?
Oh yes, can you cast True Polymorph Rider right now? Here
Well-
and now?
I'm pretty sure that if we look for someone, we probably could find someone who can cast true polymorph.
Closest thing to that you've seen was not true polymorph. Well, I mean, you other than Jacqueline, because she was true polymorphed to be Jinx as he was being hidden. But reincarnation as well was the next closest one, which was by the druidic tribe back at Greenest. When
That killed the elder to do it.
Yes, that the elder sacrificed her life to do through the tome. That's the close. That's probably the most That's the most reviving that you've ever seen as well. Like you have not come into contact with other miraculous feats such as that.
We've seen them, change races doing that.
Yes, with the reincarnation, you saw the elven individual turn into a stone dwarf.
This
Well, I mean, I don't.
No, you did not.
We're asking.
tricky.
It's only through Ryder and Rex we'd get that information.
View. I
What?
don't want you to feel like you've lost all hope. Because you haven't.
Oh yeah.
There. I am fully committed to letting you go, and we will find you a path to the Feywild where you can go look to see if you can find these people, see if they can help you. The alternative, which I will not do without your blessing, would involve you dying, and I would preserve you after your death and revive you at such a time that I am capable.
You see that like he slacks because he obviously is very reprehensive about that, and also because he can't like do anything else in his current state. Just for those two that are currently talking with him, make a you could either make a nature check or an arcana check.
Neither are good.
I didn't think so for you.
Which one's better for you?
Neither. They're literally both 0.
Okay. Well, I'll do Arcana because that's a +5 for me instead of a 1.
I'll do nature just to keep things nice and balanced.
Yeah.
A 19.
Oh, nice. I rolled a 20 in
Nice.
total.
You both will know that Myconids are not native to the Feywild. They are native to the Underdark.
To the caves with you.
It's more like that somebody that quote-unquote gave him the information of the Myconids assumed that they were from the Feywild because they were living mushroom people.
So, yes.
He got faulty information, more
The
likely.
Zalusk lied to him.
He
Yes,
might
they're
not
in
have
the
gotten it from
Feywild.
Zulusk. He might have gotten it from somebody else, and Zulusk, not knowing what a Myconid is, said that he'll take him to the Feywild.
I mean, we can always ask. He's right in front of us.
Also true.
I'm just imagining him holding Zalusk and him being like, how do I get to the Feywild to meet these mushroom people? And he's like, yes, the mushroom people in the Feywild.
The place
Well,
that
thank you.
I have not been to. Yes.
A place that I definitely don't have any ulterior motive to going to. My view was just like, why are you so sweaty?
Why are you sweating?
Why are you sweating? Why are you sweating? You're his lawyer.
You're
Who
his
told you that
sword.
these mushroom people
How
were
are
in the
you
Feywild?
sweating? Anyway, I missed what you said.
I'll
What?
question him about where he got his information from.
Yes, that was my question.
Oh, okay.
I'll be back.
I more or less I just got it from a random person on my travels.
Okay, you
Was
didn't
asking.
You didn't get it from Zalusk.
No, Zalusk was very adamant about finding the Feywild after being told about it, but other than that,
Yeah.
it was just a random passerby.
Well, from actually what I'm thinking about and remembering, the people, the race you're looking for actually isn't from the Feywild. They live deep underground here.
You can see that he kind of gets a little bit more hopeful and then questions, is that better? I don't have to go to some other place to try to find something, so that would be better, right? Not
I
necessarily
mean,
easier, but at least more
probably on the
plausible.
same level of difficulty,
Oh,
but it wouldn't require powerful magics. So if you're trusting in your personal strength and wits and magic, should be fine. Not you wouldn't be doing something outside of your capabilities.
right. So I think that gives me a better option too, because I need to get out of here. I have ways to getting at least underground.
Are you capable of casting sending?
Can a druid know sending?
Here, let me. I think I can get this a little faster.
I've got it up already. Sending is a 3rd level spell. No. However, oh no, speak with plants doesn't allow communication through plants. That just lets you speak to plants.
Let me pull out my corn phone.
Hang on, my list would tell me if there's a subclass that allows him to get sending.
I mean,
He's a moon druid,
he's
though.
a moon druid, and I am certain
There's
that they
no
do
way
not.
he can get sending of any
No.
kind.
I didn't think so.
Damn it.
You ask him if he has a way to know sending, and he gives you a look that's concerning, and he just says, "I sort of do." In my
Then-
search to try to find a creature without a heart, you see he's like trying to like twiddle his thumbs, but he can't because his hands are clasped up on the wall. I have adapted some characteristics.
Darling, if you're scared I'm going to be upset about heresy, don't be.
I can take some aspects of more creatures than just animals. It's taboo amongst all the druidic circles, but I've tried to do what I can to find a creature without a heart, and I've tapped into some other creatures' capabilities that aren't animalistic. Some to the degree of monstrosities.
We all do what we need to survive. I harbor no ill will, as I'm sure none of our comrades do either.
Oh, interesting. didn't realize how low of a level spell reincarnate is.
Yeah, it's not that high.
Like, I honestly think we could find someone who could cast this and not die.
Loss. So I just came back.
Hi.
So, who gave them the information?
It was information he picked up. It wasn't from Zalusk, so
If you can reach any of us and tell us where you are when you find anything, or if you need help, we can endeavor to be there.
Okay. Just get me out of here. I'm gonna. So I've never been to the Underdark. How does one get to the Underdark?
Well, I'd assume it's underground.
So just digging.
A cave, maybe? Caves are things you people have, right?
would we have this information, or is this something you're gonna make us roll for?
No, I'd say this is pretty common knowledge for most folk. The thing is that since View is a Furbolg, they typically strive to being on surface and focus primarily on that regard. So he doesn't have a whole lot of knowledge in.
I mean, that
the
part
other.
I understood.
Yeah,
It's
it's common knowledge for the Underdark. Basically, to find the Underdark, you would either go through tunnels that would end up leading to part of the Underdark by going deep enough, or just going deep enough. You're most likely able to find a portion that would be a part of the Underdark. It's a substantial distance down, but the Underdark is pretty widespread and can be effectively under anything. If you go deep enough.
So I
I'm
would.
sure someone would know more concretely.
We didn't check him for money, right? Ever? I don't think we did that.
No. You didn't take any of his possessions or anything like that.
I start undoing his bindings.
Before we take you outside the city so you can start heading to your goal, I would suggest we head to the market and you get a new weapon.
I'll be fine without one. I'm just going to hurry. Trust me. He looks straight at you with the eyes of earnest.
Truly think you'd be fine without a weapon to defend yourself?
Yes.
Then we shall go.
Help me undo these shackles.
The two Emerald Enclave members that were at the door, they look at you. Hearing this entire conversation, they aren't going to do anything. They're just staying guard to make sure he doesn't just bolt towards the door for Zalusk or anything.
Gopher's also standing there.
Yeah, there's plenty of people guarding this door. He's not gonna. You get the feeling he's not gonna bolt. Especially if he doesn't need planar travel, he has less reason to get Zalusk. So, unbinding his binds.
Didn't Ira ask for how?
I thought she said help me unbind
just-
these.
Help me undo these bindings.
Oh, okay.
They give you
Felix does.
you definitely get like the key to the shackles and everything like that, and you get all of his bindings off, and it's a hefty amount for someone like View. And
Let's escort him out.
okay, so you escort him out of the keep. At this point, he looks to you. I'm thankful for the information you guys gave me, and I'm sorry if something happened back at the High Forest. I don't.
No, don't be.
You're fine. It's all we will do at this point is we'll help you to get out to the city. And then it's your choice on where you go and how quick.
Gives you a nod, and he still seems nervous. Not necessarily scared, but nervous for doing something in the future, especially considering that he's got a short window. Escorting him outside of the city. Once you step out, he stretches a bit, takes in a deep breath, and you can hear the sound of almost metal on bone as his face and his hands begin to expand, morph, and ironize. Seeing a jaw that becomes elongated, turning to metallic-like bone, and a shell carapace on the top of his head, with triple pointed claws for hands. He still remains humanoid, but has the features of a bullet. A large monstrosity that is derived of arcane sense. And he burrows straight down.
We fill up the hole slightly enough so the road is usable after he's gone deep enough.
Put some boards over it.
Yeah, you kick in some dirt and it begins to like fill up some, and it compared to the bullet size that you've seen before and were a part of, this is substantially smaller. But he
I
seems
start
to
kicking
have
in dirt. Ira somehow builds a Frankie bridge from One Piece.
Was I not supposed to? Never mind.
But
Whatever works. We got it taken care of. They can use the road.
yes, he seems to have the properties of a bullet from Will. And View is out of view.
That was almost as bad as one of Jordan's jokes. Don't
Yeah.
even take that. That's a
Don't you
Good.
support him? I see you there. You muted. You put that thumb down.
It's because
and get
Jordan's
rid of that
in view,
flag.
so I mean.
oh. View isn't in view, but Jordan is in view.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll tell you
no.
what I can show on view right now.
Dimension doors away.
We're free. We don't have to
Well.
deal with Ryder anymore. That
But-
opens up a whole bunch of time.
That is everything that you gathered from speaking to the quote-unquote hysterical man. What is your guys' plan now?
I
At
think
this
at
point, the sun's kind of setting. It's getting close to like the end of the day.
rest. See where we're at tomorrow with contact with Dragon Spear and Zakara. And then if we're not going to have to make a manual trip to Dragon Spear to meet with whoever is in power enough to potentially help us, head to Zakara and try to get help from the two knowledgeable people. From there, I think that's our best bet for getting a lead at this point.
Fair. What was that laugh about?
Don't worry about it.
Jordan
you don't
just
need to
being
pay
Jordan.
attention to what Jordan was doing.
Lynn,
Anyways, okay. So go for
Let's
Rex. Or
find the stone we needed to save Gopher.
What?
They
Oh.
might be able to get us some lead on saving the other two.
the stone to save Gopher. What?
Yeah, the Omni Stone.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my plan is to go back to those two at this point, see if they can help us,
Ah. Gotcha.
be it
We
through
need to
magical
rest.
means or knowledge they actually have.
We need to have a little nappy nap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's happening
Fine.
first.
nap time.
Rex,
Taking a long
Gopher,
rest.
do you two have any plans on doing anything, or are you also just going to rest?
For the night? Yeah, I'll just rest for the night.
Okay.
Yeah, hours for the night.
Okay. As you guys are resting, you get in your nice
Dream.
long rest.
A dream.
You get a fresh breath of air. And Rex, you have a dream. In this dream, you are resting within the city, or within the Unicorn Army's keep. Resting besides a number of individuals, as your bed was tailored to the same area as all the other recruits, trainees, and soldiers within the Unicorn Army. Being within the bottom barracks came with a number of fairly loud rustling constantly as there's walk above you. While resting down here and waiting, there's a moment of pause as everybody suddenly gets out of bed, and you're viewing yourself almost as an out-of-body experience. You see yourself rise out of bed and do the same unicorn salute as before, as the captain comes down below barracks. Walking single file behind him is a number of soldiers. It's time for rotations. Everyone, out. You lot, stay here and rest. And as everybody is gathering up their things to begin preparing for their rounds and their rotations, Captain comes and stops right before you, Rex. We're going to go through training once again. Rex. It's high time that you face a little bit more of a threat. If you're going to ever gather the skills necessary to accomplish what we talked about. In doing so, he takes you out with everybody else, except that while they all stay within the city's keep, or the army's keep, you and him are escorted out. Taking steps far wide, you approach the river to your east, part of the Sister Lakes. After the long, arduous walk in the blistering heat of the sun, you get there and approach another man. This man is tethered in blackened robes, and when he dons off the hood, you can see that he is a human man brandishing a dagger. Rex, in order to blend in with anyone, blend in with the surroundings, and blend in as a group, you need to be able to take on someone else's likeness. You're young. He's old. You need to become in his likeness. You need to become him. And you wake up. Wake up in an odd amount of sweat and heat as you lean up and your body feels numb for the first few seconds before almost like your entire body was like your leg was asleep, but that was your whole body.
17-year-old Rex was a true Rex.
Rex is the old man.
Yeah, Rex using a knife. Nice try.
Shink.
Rex would only ever use short swords or scimitars.
I got a dual wield.
But everybody wakes up fully rested and fully vested in their current endeavors with a time limit
Vested.
of 20 days remaining.
Oh boy. First things first. I gotta make some phone calls.
Oh yeah, me too.
Make them as we
Sorry,
walk.
Yes.
Am I allowed to see Salusk?
To see Zalusk, no.
Alright. Well, everyone else is doing their own business. I'm going to take a walk inside the city.
Okay. Anything in particular, or are you just on a walk? And if it's something that you want to keep secretive until the moment of, send me a message. Otherwise, if you're just going out for a walk to catch your own air, that's fine.
You sending.
I have a guess. You might end up at a library.
Actually, no. I'm going to avoid the library.
Gasp.
I mean, considering the revelation of before, I'm sure that it would be awkward. Anyways.
Daddy.
So, who are you sending first? Mason!
I whip open my cell phone, punch in the number, ring, 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 ring.
Banana
Hello,
phone!
Jacqueline.
Sorry, did you
Oh,
say
that's all you said
Jacqueline?
at a ringer.
Sending is 25 words, correct?
Yes, and who are you sending it to first? Jacqueline?
Jacqueline.
Okay.
Hello, Jacqueline. It is I, Ira.
Your husband. Oh no,
We
you're not Karis anymore.
Need your help. The cult is coming for El Terrell. We require your troops as soon as possible, please.
All right.
How
25
how
words
funny when he
exactly.
jumps in right now and just say 20 words back to you.
You get a response just the same. Ira,
I love you.
Always
times
have.
in Zakara are rough. Our military force is not of high grade numbers. However, I've spoken with the orcs and allied with them.
Marking off my second third level slot of the day. Would they be willing to come help? If so, would we go retrieve them from their home? Or would they come on their own? We have 3 weeks.
To cross the desert and mountains, it would take more time to travel by themselves. Retrieving them from their home is best. Thank you. Again.
Oh,
To burn through the last 3 words.
I mean, you don't have to use all the words.
I know, but
You might
I
as well
feel-
make the most of it,
but
right?
Jacqueline would definitely feel awkward just waiting, so she would just use the 3 words.
So we're getting no troops from Zakara, but we're getting orcs.
The orcs that we fought. Or that you fought, that I don't know about.
How many? Oh, you should have asked how many are that would be.
Fuck! My last slot!
Do you want
How
to burn
many
it for
orcs
that?
are there? And if there are many, how do you propose we get them here in a timely fashion? Thank you too.
You just used up all 25.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I was gonna mention we can only move 100 at a time.
100 at time.
oh my god.
You could still say you already said thank you to, but it doesn't matter anyways, because it's less than 100.
Oh.
They
That's it.
recruited with other tribes to survive the mountains. There are 75. Counts as one word because it's got a hyphen in it.
Yep.
Orcs. 20 of which are young children. Okay.
Give them the knives.
Those were sold.
Damn it.
The knives, believe it or not worth a whole lot.
Okay. Well, we do have the orcs. I would wager that there are 50 of them. 25 are children. 20 of them are children. My bad. 55 troops.
Also, 20 orc children are still, at least in their age, capable fighters.
So all
Judging-
of them. We have
Judging
all fighters.
by, yeah, they're just not nearly as capable, but they are bred to survive up in the mountains.
Child soldiers is what they are called.
I'm only stating that they can fight, not that they would want to.
So we're getting 25 orcs and nothing from Zakara.
You're
55.
getting 55 orcs.
55 orcs and nothing.
Zakara cannot
from
spare
Zakara.
anything.
Literally, we gotta go to, what was it, Silver Spire?
You have to go, yes.
That's
'Cause
the
they-
only place that could potentially get troops from at this point, from my understanding.
The orcs are in the same mountains as the Silver Spire mountains, as the city inside the Silver Spire Mount as well.
Oh, that's nice. How long would that add to the journey?
It is because it
But I
takes
was
5 days
going
to get to
to-
Zakara, but you're skipping Zakara and just going straight to the Silver Spire Mounts, still having to cross across the Omn Mountains, or surrounding around it. It would take about a week. 2 and then a week back.
So they'd be here in time if they went on foot.
Oh no, that's by airship.
Oh, by airship.
By walking, it would take them well over a month.
Yeah.
Because
Is
from to
worth it?
basically to put into perspective, to go from the Unicorn Army to Greenest, which was like right there, you guys, it took about a month's journey to there. And then, granted, that was with a caravan and everything, so you had like wagons and stuff that was trying to go through the desert with camelback and all that stuff. But even then, from Greenest to Elturel, that was 3 weeks.
So how long from the mountain itself straight to Elturel? Just the one way.
Just the one way from the mountains to 10 feet.
It's only 10 feet.
I can see them.
Oh, they're here. It will depend on what they are traveling with, because if they're on horseback without like carts or anything, it would take them about 2 weeks. If they're traveling with a caravan, it would take about 3.
And that's just from the mountains.
That's from the mountains.
And we have exactly 3 weeks.
You have 20 days.
I'm gonna point out.
If they
this
rush,
here
they would be able
is
to make it too.
Silver Spire, correct?
Yes, this is Silver Spire down here.
So they have to cross the desert first.
Yes.
So either way, they sent any troops by foot, we'd have to hold out for a month.
Yes.
We could just get Jacqueline to send them, and if they show up, they show up. If they don't, no big deal.
I mean, I think we still go and we pick up what we can with the airship.
That would be 2 weeks worth of our time with the airship.
100 more soldiers would be better than no more soldiers.
Are we not going to bother contacting Neverwinter or Dragonspear?
I mean, I thought we already discussed that they wouldn't be able to send.
Not that you couldn't. Neverwinter would require convincing. Waterdeep, they most likely can't.
Waterdeep couldn't spare, and
Dragonspear, you would need to contact the mistress to find out about any Draknights that could be spared. But she's, as far as just direct message, like with mail and things along those lines, there has been no contact.
how long would it take troops from Neverwinter to get here without the airship?
Too long.
With the airship?
by boat, they could get here because it was a 2-week journey by boat from Baldur's Gate to Neverwinter. And then it was a 1 day through the Riverscape. So 1 day or 2
So they could
days?
be here in time.
They would be here on time. They would have 5 days to spare, I believe, if they were to leave like today.
So the airship should be used to get any troops who can't make it. Neverwinter can make it. Dragonspear without the airship.
Without
Would
the
they be able to
airship,
make it?
going from direct line, if they were to leave today, would take 2 weeks. 2 to
So-
2.5 weeks. Because they do have the marsh that they have to go through.
The marsh is dangerous.
How much time going around the marsh?
They
adds?
actually... they wouldn't have to go through the marsh because the marsh was only from
No, that's in between them and
Baldur's Gate. If they're going straight to Elturel, it would just be about a 2-week, like 10-day journey. Not 10-day,
So they could just-
like 15-day journey.
So they could just walk. So
Yeah.
we could just send the airship to pick up the orcs and call it a day.
Yeah, the orcs and
Then
a
you'd have
few
a
willing
week.
soldiers from Silver Spire.
That would be something that you'd have the contact from Silver Spire as well.
We don't know anyone there, though.
Onthar has minor connections, but there's no... They are their own and centralized government and are effectively knowing... So, Felix, you've been to Silver Spire. You would have been to Silver Spire in your journeys with, as, like, under, like, Tian and all that stuff with your religious fervor and everything like that. So, Silver Spire is... The mount itself is effectively like the city's property. The city doesn't actually have a name other than just the Silver Spire Mounts, which is what the entire mountainscape is. The city that's in the center of it is very fortified into the mountains because it is derived of a fortified metal and those that live there don't ever leave. They have like everything that they could quote unquote want there because they don't know much else. They are, I
They're
guess
all
the best way to describe them is they live quite literally under a rock because they have separated themselves out from
Yeah, drag them.
Oh god.
they have separated themselves from the other world's problems, being so far south that they have substantial weather that keeps themselves both cool, being up in the mountains, and warm enough to sustain crops within the mountains. They get enough sunlight that also reflects off the silvery mountain tops because they have these reflective snow-like demeanors. They have an entire foundation of trade within themselves to keep themselves stable. The city itself is comparable in size to El Terrell, but has the financial stability and social standing as Tian. The only issue is that they quite literally do not leave.
So getting like 40 soldiers to fill up. It's gonna be hard.
Possibly. Also, that would also be if you just completely left the children alone.
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 Well,
If you leave like 5 orcs, then that would be 40 people remaining. That would be 50 people to bring on the ship.
Alone.
yeah, we just see if they can spare what we're missing.
Yeah, shoot him a message. Doesn't hurt.
True.
Literally, because like at this point, we're not asking them because they're not gonna make it by foot to be.
No.
Unless we.
It would take them like a week to get out of the mountains.
Ryder, dear, would you be so kind as to contact the Grand Maven, but also maybe the Mistress if you can spare the spell slots?
Yeah, I mean, since you did it, I'll do it too. So I just call her and ask if she could spare some Draco Knights, correct? Within 2 weeks' time? 2 or 3 weeks?
You have 25 words. Let's see how you
Are
do
you
this.
starting with the Grand Maven or the Mistress?
At this point, we're gonna end up contacting them both because they can both make it if they.
Okay, start with the Grand
I
Maven
was-
then.
Oh, I was gonna say Mistress because it's just one word.
Help. That's all he said. Yeah, now start with the Grand Maven.
I really had to think I want to say this.
Gotta count your words, it's very important.
It's
I know.
very important. Like, I've been counting by myself over underneath the table.
Me too.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Shut up, Kyle.
Write that down, It's canon, you said it.
I might need a sheet of paper for this. Quick, hang on.
I might need a sheet of paper for this. Hold
Oh.
on, guys. You
Oh,
have
God.
you have used 12 words.
Oh god, I might need a sheet of paper for this. And the Grand Maven's just waking up and she's like, what the fuck?
What did I drink last night?
Just so you're aware, so that way you know how the spell works. They also do not get contact of you. This is just words that show up to them in their
No,
mind.
they know it's you.
Do they?
They knew it.
Yeah,
Oh.
the spell says they know it's you.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Then why did you say it's Ira?
It's polite.
Because that's how Ira would have introduced herself.
All right, you know what? That's fair. To me, I always thought that it just showed up as like
Nope.
words.
Good thing Golf was not doing. He'd be like, "It's go, 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 go."
Those are all hyphens, so it's still only one word.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Even into the gopher.
I don't want to do this. This is so much work. Too much thinking.
Welcome to sending.
Oh, interesting. You could also technically use this spell to contact a mushroom because it has, as long as they have an intelligence of 1, they
Get
can
me
understand
familiar with
your-
this creature.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you might be familiar
you'd
with that
familiar
purple
with
mushroom.
a mushroom at that point.
of a
You
purple
watched
mushroom that fucked you up.
it Maul Jacqueline.
Alright. Hello, Grand Maven. This is Ryder. El Terrell is going to be under siege in 3 weeks' time. Please spare any Draco Knights if possible.
Wrong place.
Oh, is that not that one? Oh, okay, going back.
That's
What is the Grand Maven for?
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter. You're going for
Oh,
contacting
I'm going for never.
Neverwinter.
Oh, shit, I need more convincing.
So
then,
just ask for any troops in aid.
if possible, please send troops to help.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh.
Get ready for round 2.
Yep.
So you get a response. Ryder.
Fuck you.
I told Ira that I would help as much as I can. That was of literal sense. So I will be there in time. And then you get a message.
Oh.
Ryder. Neverwinter is a city whose people are misguided, confused, and desperate for stability. I cannot ask them to sacrifice themselves for something like this. And now you can respond with 25 words.
Oh my god. I was excited for a second.
What were you excited for?
She said I promised Ira would help out, even no matter what. So I was like, oh yeah, she's gonna go.
I mean, she's gonna be here.
She's going to be here. She can't bring others, but she will still be there.
Does he get any Can he inform any of us that this is like happened?
Oh yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
meta beam.
You with the spell, you don't have to necessarily give the response immediately, I think. Actually, you might have
I
to.
don't remember.
I think you actually do. Not tsunami. Yep,
Can
they answer
answer
in a like
manner.
manner immediately.
Yeah.
So
Like he could give us a heads up that she's responding. I guess.
you can pretty much gather that something else was happening because as he was prepping to the next spell, his eyes go wide and he's like starting to hear what he's hearing. So you would know that.
What else would you call
He was
Grand Maven? What's
contacted.
another prefix for a Grand Maven?
Call her the Grand Maven. That's her title and her name that we know of.
You could just say Maven if you want to try to save a word.
Yeah.
If that's what you're trying to do.
No, okay, let me think. Grand Maven. The attack on El Terrell will be big.
Here's a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Can we hear him giving his response?
Message in its minds.
Yeah, I think it's telepathic.
You send a sword message 25. It doesn't say it's in your mind.
Hmm.
It just says that you get it in your mind, but it doesn't mean you talk in your mind or
Is there a
message in
verbal
your mind.
component to the spell?
Just leave the spell up.
Doesn't say what you need.
Sending is verbal. Yes.
So you have to speak
Okay.
it out loud then.
Okay.
So we can hear him speaking.
Yes.
At least.
Yes.
So we can add input based on what he says.
Yes.
which means the cult will be sending a large force. We could wipe them out here.
There you go. You receive another message. Understood. While I am here, I will ask of any who are willing to protect others' lives. That sense of nobility may turn the tide.
Oh.
I like how the range is unlimited.
Right? See, you can even send it to other planes with a 5% chance of it not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
It's a nat 20 or a nat 1 on
It's
a
crazy
dice.
powerful spell.
So good.
Yeah.
That's why, like, at any point, I'm like always getting that spell. So useful.
Asmodeus,
Like-
it is me, your brother. I am calling to remind you that Mom is no longer with us. Please send me financial aid. I'm broke.
Shut up, Celeste. I don't want to hear from you.
Okay, thank you. Oh god, I totally forgot what I was gonna say already. With your support and your people's, we might be able to take out the cultists and bring an end to this conflict. Thank
don't
you.
have to- you don't have to use all the words. It's fine.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you is mandatory, so you only have 23 words.
You just see. You just get a message back. Thank you. That's it.
No problem.
No problem.
No problem. Thank you.
Oh,
Is
well,
that all
if
you got?
Well,
We can spare 35 troops. Is that all you got?
so
Holy shit.
I'm going to tell everyone. Well, for sure the Grand Maven's going to show up, but in convincing the people is going to be the tough part. From what you heard from what I said, that's really all I had going off to give them.
Yeah, that's.
Hopefully they understand.
Yes, and lucky for me, I only had to use one of my spells, so I have 2 more I can cast.
The only other option is we teleport and we give a speech again, try to rally them and
I don't have another speech in me today.
Rex.
tomorrow. You gave
I
a
mean, we
speech
do have
yesterday.
we do have 3 weeks, kinda.
That's not if they want to reach there in time.
I'll start writing another one.
All right, is it time for the
Might
mistress?
have time. Yes.
Oh,
So what do you
okay.
say? Now remember, this is from a criminal
Yeah.
to Dragonsphere.
Thank you.
Again, I'm like, mistress, I haven't been stealing, and I freeze up.
Why did we let you do Zakara? I know why.
Because
I
Jacqueline
doubt-
doesn't like him.
Exactly.
I'm
But
pretty sure no one likes
technically,
me.
neither does Dragon Spear.
We could just wait until tomorrow, and then I could call her.
The better question is he gonna wait at this point?
Dragon Spear is what, like 10 days away?
By foot or by
Yeah.
air? By foot,
By foot.
it is 15 days.
15 days, so
Yes.
we could spare another day. It depends on how ambitious and grovelsome Ryder is going to be today.
Here, let's just do this. Ryder, why don't you see if she's back at Dragon Spear for now?
Who do we have that we can talk to there?
You can talk to her. We met the guy who's in command while she was gone. You could talk to him. I can't think of his name. No, he's not there anymore. He's here. Shit.
He's just downstairs. Are you back in Dragon Spear? Thank you.
Well, it was more like, have you heard word of the Maven's return? It's like, I doubt he's heard any more than we probably have. So it'd be, yeah, just contact the Great Maven and ask if she's back in Dragon Spear.
Mistress.
The mistress, not the Maven. I just talked to her.
Yeah,
Call her
you're
again.
Do I
Two
call her
people
mistress?
confusing
Yeah.
the names is confusing me.
Mistress.
This is making it
Okay.
circular.
No, you.
Literally all you gotta ask about. You ready
Well,
for this, Jordan?
I really don't want to waste a message doing that.
But then petition her for aid.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was going to do.
Ask if she's back and petition her for aid if she is.
Okay. Hello, mistress. This is Ryder. Hopefully, you're back in Dragon Spear.
Look at you, clever little boy.
Oh my god. Altrell is in trouble from an attack. If possible, please send any spare Draco Knights. Is that one word or two?
It's one.
Okay,
Ask
please.
for truth.
There, please. That's 25.
Aren't the Draco Knights like specifically like the high echelon of the army?
Their military force is just called the Drac Knights.
Okay.
Yeah. Draco Knights, Drac Knights. They call them Drac Knights, but to Outlanders, Draco Knights is probably the most common.
Outlander.
Outlander.
Give me 1 second.
One. I'm actually in TN right now.
Ah, no! They've got her. They captured her.
I'm enjoying tea with the Pope. What is your question about?
Oh God!
Thank
Hang
you.
on, I'm on the phone with Ryder and his gang. Uh-oh.
You hear on the other end, and
damn it.
everybody can see that you hear something because instinctively you clutch your ears.
Oh god.
Where? Where is it? I need to find it soon. This hurts. This hurts so much.
And
Ryder, this...
you hear on the other end the sound of. You've heard it once before. As the loud screeching of a large dragon.
Guys. I think it's too late. Ugh.
What?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think Dragon Spear is getting attacked.
We need to go take a look.
Well, we have the spells up now, can't we? We could go in there if shit happens, get
Yeah,
out.
Yeah, everyone stay close. Where's Rex? We gotta go get Rex.
Rex!
What?
We don't have time for Rex, actually. Shit. The 4 of us are going. We have no choice.
We're leaving Gopher.
Isn't Gopher with us?
Fuck, there's 4 of us. You're
Yeah.
right, I can't count.
Rex is the one who's gone.
I'm counting the omnipotent voice just everywhere. He's
What are
clapping.
you talking about? I don't think Wildheart and that skull are healthy for you, Ira.
What? You do not see him, the bald one?
So as the 4 of you teleport, Rex,
Uh-oh.
you're going on this walk, and something is just clinging to you. That bubbling flask that person had. Something is just odd about this whole ordeal. That body of Frulam that you spoke to, saying missing the moment of your death. Those words just continue to ring in your ears.
God damn it. With all these memories coming back to me. Yeah, I still don't know when I died.
With that, we go to the 4 of you as you teleported back. You focus in, you feel the ground lift off your feet, almost as if you are sprinting to get to Dragon Spear, wondering
I'm
what
just
possibly could
holding
be
Ryder's
happening.
hand like in front of us, using
I'm
that
hol-
stone.
I'm holding Gopher's hand, oh whoa.
Gripping on tight
Stone!
and transporting
Stone,
there.
take us.
You come into the center of the keep, the center spire that houses the centralized government that the mistress is a part of. And when you transport in, everything is fine. There's no flames. There's no panic. People seem confused that you appeared out of nowhere, but
Okay.
otherwise,
Ryder,
nothing is here.
start explaining to us what you heard and why you thought this was under attack. Who's currently in charge right now? Because I know we had to have someone come help us in El Terrell.
The subordinates to oh fuck, what was his name? The man that you brought to the Emerald Enclave. The subordinates of his are the ones that are currently watching over everything. You can tell though, they are getting swamped. The business end of this entire ordeal is very difficult for them to manage, as they are not meant to do a whole lot of that. They are getting swamped, and it still seems that the mistress has not returned.
Okay. I can't remember. Do we know where the mistress has specifically gone?
She said that she was going, if I recall, they said that she was going west to the western continent of Ducastra.
No, in particular city, nothing?
You heard a dragon, did you not?
Yes. Asking where was it again? Yeah.
Did you hear the Maven or the mistress at all when you called?
Not really her voice. That's where I strike odd. I'm pretty sure I contacted her.
You know you did.
Yeah.
You know of the person, and you know the spell
Yes.
connected with your
Yeah.
target.
It was like hearing a different consciousness in her or something. He's looking for something, I believe.
But she herself is not an actual dragon.
Unless.
If I remember correctly, didn't you say we went crazy? Me and Gopher went slightly crazy in the tomb.
A little bit.
Are
The
you?
one where if you
Did
took
the crown maybe
Oh dear.
still have the curse on it? Did we give? Have we?
did you go and grab it?
Surely she wouldn't be
Is the
that
crown
stupid.
still here?
Going
You
up to
there.
one of the
Government official.
Do we?
she comes up to you. What? We're really busy, and frankly, you guys appeared out of nowhere, and I don't care enough. What?
Elturel's
Apologies.
we know of the cult movement. They're going to attack Elturel in about 3 weeks, sending troops from all directions. We tried to contact the mistress, and from what we can tell, we heard dragons and someone else's voice.
Basically, everything stops in this room.
Shit's
There's-
going bad, and we are out of paddles and life jackets and are currently sinking in the ocean. Shit's gone bad.
This metaphor has gone on long enough. Take a breath.
One person
I-
on like the
I'm
other side of
losing
the
my
table.
mind, Ira. I can't.
One person on the other side of the table, like, slams his hands down and just goes, "Fuck! What?"
Correct response.
And the other ones are pretty much dumbstruck. We have everything from that tomb locked and key. Nothing is taken out of it. And one of them goes
We need
over.
to take a look.
Yes.
Okay.
We just check.
Yes.
We're not
as-
There was a curse on the stuff. I want to cover every end because shit's gone bad.
as you go to where they hold it lock and key, there's a large obelisk-like door that is completely
Obelisk?
black in scale with it almost, you wouldn't know it was a door if they weren't taking you to it, sort of deal. It looks just like a large slab of obelisk as part of the wall. And when they get up to it, one of them puts their hand to it, and you can feel them like sliding it across it, trying to find a small crevice. And when they do, they take out this obelisk-like key, put it in, and turn it. And when they turn it, the slab begins to slide and part as two pieces. And on the inside, you can see sitting on a pedestal, wrapped and encased in what looks to be both sigils, parchments, and the like, the crown that was in the tomb.
The crown.
Is this just
We
like
can
a
tell.
small little like alcove?
It's it's not like a large vault. It's more like an alcove to it.
We could tell it's the crown for sure, right?
I mean, unless you wore it, you wouldn't necessarily know for sure, but it definitely looks identical.
Okay. So, well, you said it was wrapped in parchment and stuff.
The
Right.
the pedestal is wrapped in parchment.
Oh,
The crown
okay,
itself
okay.
is just resting on top
There's
of
like
it.
paper seals all around.
Yes.
Okay. That.
I have a
So the
question
crown's
about-
here.
I have another question, less specific about a certain object. The city has a treasury, I'm sure, right?
Yes. Are you asking this
do
of the DM
describe-
or asking it of the government official?
this government official?
Okay.
Do describe this treasury. Is it just like a bank? Is it like a large pit where one keeps lots of money?
It's effectively the way that it works is obviously we tax those that stay in town, and it is kind of just like piled into it, but as well as that, any gifts or I guess like valuables that are not necessarily monetary gain, but like of magical
Gifts?
gain and things along those
How
lines.
big is the storage area?
The storage area is pretty large. We don't keep it as full as possible because I mean we're pretty much constantly using it, but the storage space is pretty large.
You worried that maybe by chance some of this is slowly disappearing towards our enemy?
I've considered the idea that maybe the mistress is using a double negative and actually is a dragon.
We need to check.
How easy would it be able to tell if this is happening?
Be able to tell if what is happening.
That money is disappearing and being,
Does someone have a record of
Sacrificed.
how much money you guys have?
Of course,
Tiamat.
we keep logs of it daily,
Ah,
and I can tell you that
We'd
they are
also
by the
be
books.
ab-
Nothing is being
This
stolen.
is a DM thing.
Yes,
We'd also be able to tell with some checking if
Mhm.
coin is disappearing by magical means, right?
Yes. If it was disappearing by magical means, there would be remnants in this room. If it was like just being teleported away and being stolen,
Or we can use like
If-
detect magic.
yeah, you'd be able to use detect
Okay.
magic. As well as that, if somebody was lying, you'd be able to make a check to try to see if they were lying. Um,
Is this woman lying about the money disappearing?
make an insight check.
Okay, I want to do that check too. I'm in on this.
19.
I'm gonna work on getting detect magic up.
Okay. Are you
Uh,
ritual casting it, or are you using a spell
I
slot?
have to ritual cast it
18.
Okay.
right now.
Okay. We'll assume that you've been starting that process.
Oh, actually, no, 19. Just
19.
like Link.
Okay.
2 19s.
You both know that
Ooh.
she is 100% earnest and is confident in her ability to at least do the math in the books.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Can
When was the last
we-
time
I-
you checked it and you guys kept the actual count of how much you had?
That's what we did before you took our the current standing official, but it's still something that I've done for years as part of the.
How hard
Spire
would
here.
it be to quickly do another check?
It would take like an hour, maybe a half hour, considering that I'm pretty quick at it.
Let's
Please.
go to the room and let's at least start.
Yes.
It's not that we don't believe you, it's just that
I mean,
our enemies are insidious and everywhere all the time.
yeah.
Okay.
It's-
Thinking of anything outside the box would.
Okay.
Could be
Yep,
them.
We'll go and take a look. That's fine. Come along if you so choose.
I'm also going to start doing ritual casting.
detect magic as well.
Yes.
Okay. So you both are
My eyes!
detecting magic. By the time
Damn
you
you,
get to
Ryder.
the vault, we'll just say that time fast forwarded enough for you guys to have triggered it. Once you get in there, they start doing their count. The vault itself is another room that's locked, but it's not like hidden behind anything. It's just kind of like in these double-sided, large, whitish doors, kind of like the doors that you would use to enter into the hall itself. And when you enter, there's this bright flash of light instinctually, and after the light kind of subsides, inside you can see stacked very neatly in troves is an assortment of gold, platinum, and the likes. As well as that, there seems to be a portion that has magical items, golden treasures, and things along those lines that seem to be labeled, stashed, and organized in a very specific manner. The government official immediately starts taking out the books as she has it, which looks more like a ledger for like a long-standing inn, but immediately places it on the table that it seems to be situated in front of these doors and begins to count. With the detect
Do we see
magic going
anything?
off,
Yes.
other than the magical items themselves, there is no magic in here, as well as the doors. The doors themselves have this magic that is illusory.
Alright, can I take a investigation to look around to see if there's any like hidden
Markings
exits?
or yeah, go ahead and make an
Exits to
investigation
hit-
check.
Let's see what we find.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nat 20. There is nothing.
Wow.
This place is
I wasted
sealed
that.
to the brim. Not a waste, because now you know for a fact
Oh yeah, yeah.
that there
yeah.
is one entrance in here, one exit out, both of which
What
are under
was-
lock.
I will change my investigation check. Can I check to see if there's any obvious like spots where it's like that's way too little money?
Sure. Ira, you were going to say something?
More of a question for you. What was
Mhm.
our reasoning about going to retrieve the crown and all that?
Because it was all
The
punishment.
okay, so it was part of
They
the
used
punishment.
us for it, but what was their reasoning for wanting it?
The reasoning was that there
There was a curse in the cave and we had to settle it, wasn't it?
No.
Yes. Well, the thing was that there was originally part of the Obsidian Mines that was nearby. It used to be an old mine shaft before, if I recall. No, wait, no.
It was
Sorry.
wasn't the
It was
there
uncovered
was
by accident.
roughly 2 or 3 countries that used to be around here that are long gone?
Yes. So hold on. It was uncovered accidentally, and there was concern about it because those that went into it either didn't leave or were so mentally gone that they were unable to be recognized in speech. They were gone. They've gone mad, basically. That's when they uncovered the origin of that tomb, and that's when they were going to resolve the curse. That was the main purpose of it, at least of when you were told to go there, was that you're tasked with solving the curse and would not return until you did so. However, you were also given the caveat that anything and everything that's in there is property of Dragonspear.
But I also thought we learned in there that some of the kingdoms became Dragonspear.
Yes, that was part of the history of it, was that Dragonspear was a leading force in the victors, which were the ones to the west. If I had my book with me, I wrote it all down manually.
The ones that weren't Lord Crest or whatever the hell his name was.
Yes.
And the 2 others.
I don't know about because there was 4 to that war. There was 4 sides to that war. The north, which was of like survivalist instincts. The south, which was the magic kin. The east, which was the barbaric idiotics, and then the one to the west, which was the like intelligent crafters of sorts. If I recall off the top of my head.
It's
Anyways.
close enough. I don't think that part was that important to this.
No. Investigative wise, what'd you roll?
20
20.
total.
Nothing seems out of place. Everything seems to be very meticulously put down, and almost so to the point of where you can tell that the government official isn't touching anything. She is being very cautious in her counting, but is not coming into any contact with it.
Why 4?
She just seems
Seems
to.
seems a little sussy. It's just
She
money.
I understand that, but the mistress has a very particular way of keeping this room sorted, so I want to make sure that I don't screw any of it up, so when she comes back, it'll be nice and peaceful for her.
You see, I was falling off of my theory, but now she says that, and I'm fully back on.
Oh, it doesn't. I don't like. It's perfectly organized.
I like to think that Ira's mind is like.
She's totally a dragon. She's totally building a horde. The crown was her crowning achievement. She put it on, and she's gone. And no,
Well, I mean,
that
no,
can't
the crown's
be right.
there.
Wait a
She
minute.
didn't put on the crown.
She's totally keeping an organized
This is the
horde.
line that Ira was going, was like she went evil because she put on the crown as her crowning achievement, quote unquote, but that didn't happen because the crown is there. So then he fell off of that theory, but then this theory is making it come back up.
Then I'm like, well, she's the leader of a nation, so she must have a horde somewhere if she's a dragon. So I'm like, what about the treasury? Treasury's in a big building, big space. We have to go investigate. We show up, everything's nice and organized. Ooh, would you look at that? I'm back on.
Man, that's some real Phoenix Wright moments there.
In your testimony, you said this. Why?
What do you mean
Yeah,
you
I'm
had a
not-
second plate of ribs for lunch?
My thing is there was a quest. We know that there is a copper dragon going crazy.
Yeah,
She's a
so-
dragon. What if the same thing's happening here?
That's what I was gonna say. Because she went west. Wasn't that where the dragon for that hunt was at? Was west?
Prosperity
that-
Fields, yes.
It is.
That's
My
not
guess.
necessarily a connection, because we were also at that point on the western side of the world when we
It
took
is
that quest.
my guess that she is in fact actually a dragon, and that the whole facade that she wasn't was to make herself seem more approachable and less of a threat. Sort of in stark contrast to the Grand Maven, who just doesn't even talk about it.
Yes. My problem is was she an evil dragon, or is she a good dragon? Because we did get a quest to deal with one that was going crazy.
All of this is telepathically, I'm assuming.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're gonna freak that treasuress out even more.
Gopher, you're just there like,
The treasuress is losing her mind.
Do we
Terrified.
have enough knowledge of dragons to know which ones like to keep a meticulous hoard, if any? So actually, I don't even know.
Would that be an intelligence?
Yeah, that would be an intelligence check. Or
Would it be
let's say
History.
it's either history or nature.
I'm doing history. That's good for me.
I'm pretty bad at both, so.
Why don't you go nature then?
17 on my nature check.
Ah, natural 20.
Nice,
Which
nice.
on top of a +5, so which doesn't matter at that point.
Yes, it does.
So
Only for
total
performance checks, winky
25.
face.
Is this where we find out it's a copper dragon?
Well, it's the copper dragon.
Pretty sure
that
it's like a
was
gold
on
dragon
the-
that probably likes hoarding if I had to take a guess. But that's just me.
Well, no, all dragons
so,
hoard.
all dragons hoard. Ones that are very meticulous with their hoards, you immediately kind of start thinking like, okay, well, most of them have hoards. All of them really don't like you fucking with it. Which one's so very meticulous? And then as you start thinking and connect a dot, copper dragons become
Donovich?
can become very dangerous when their hoards are threatened.
Hey, you remember that copper dragon that we've been trying to kill? I don't think we want to kill it anymore. I think I know who it is.
Maybe we should go pay it a visit. Do you guys?
Mrs. Money Counter. You wouldn't happen to know if the Maven has any, or the Mistress rather, my apologies,
Mhm.
has any enemies? She
Um,
herself has enemies?
herself?
That-
No, not at least not within Dragonspear.
You
Before she
wouldn't
became,
other politics around
to
here.
know
sorry, a
any
lot of you are speaking.
belongings of her, just in general, have gone missing.
It
No,
could be
but
anything, like a hairbrush,
Anything?
like anything.
nothing was taken. She actually was given mail recently before she left.
Is the
And
mail here?
no, she took it with her. To
Shit.
be specific, she crunkled it up, ripped it to shreds, and then said that she had to go west.
Yeah, that
Where
sounds
are
like
these
that was
shreds of
mail
paper?
was a threat. There's a I'm connecting some dots here, and I don't
All aboard the theory train, choo choo.
Yes.
I don't like what I'm
Are you like 9
hearing.
miles away from me?
Oh, way more than 9 miles away.
Alright.
Yeah, you're in El Terrell, we're in Dragonspear.
We're going about to be further away if we could get there. So.
Well, I think at that point we'd go back for Rex.
We'd have to go back and rest because that's a dragon.
Yeah. I mean, we
That's
could
a
be lucky.
dragon.
Maybe she
That's
won't
also
attack us.
potentially the mistress.
Do you think we can get something of the Maven so we could teleport to her? And
That
if
would
it's,
You mean the
teleport us where we
mistress?
found it.
oh,
Yeah,
is it-
that
yeah,
would,
you're
it
right.
would be. That's why when Felix held the crystal that's in your hand, in your palm, it teleported you into the hall because that's exactly where you got it.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Do you know where the shreds of this letter are? Or were they destroyed?
Well, she ripped it into shreds and stuffed it in her pocket.
Oh, that's
Did you get all of the
She's very
shreds by
clean.
chance?
I mean,
Probably.
if not, she's been gone for days. We probably cleaned it up.
Fuck.
Whenabouts did she leave?
She's been gone for. I'm not entirely sure.
Been like almost a
Like a
month.
little bit
since
after we came
we
back.
went to TN.
trying to remember how long you guys have been at Tian, or since you've been to Tian, because you went from Tian. What did you guys do after Tian? That was
We got the fuck out. We went back to
We've been
Altrell.
teleporting since then, so it's only been like maybe 3-4 days.
right, because Neverwinter was before Tian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Neverwinter was before Tian. Then you went to El Terrell. You teleported to the High Forest, and then that whole thing happened. Teleported back, waited a day, and then went to the Unicorn Army. Did that? It's been, we'll
No,
say.
we hit the cave.
Oh right, you hit the cave.
Dragon Spear back.
Like
Then
2 weeks?
Unicorn Army.
Yeah, we'll say 2 weeks.
Like roughly 2
She's-
weeks.
She's been gone for almost 3 weeks now. We're starting to get really concerned.
How long had that dragon been there in the quest?
Do we have the paper on us?
You do.
I do. I do. I took it with me.
You sure
Yeah,
do.
never
You
put it
ripped it
back.
from the board.
I was like, guys, we can do this.
Maybe other people haven't gone and got their asses killed.
It had been about on that board, dated for about 4 days.
I mean,
Shit. All right. Well,
All right.
we know where the main.
I
was
think
it?
that it's a fair estimate that there's been plenty of connected dots that
The
copper
theory
dragon
is fully crafted.
is the mistress.
is the mistress.
hmm.
And that her disappearance was due to this mail that she got, that she ripped to shreds and stuffed in her pocket, and then
Yes.
left. And then at some point within the few days that she was gone, she's gone mad for some reason.
What foreshadowing? Well done, sir. Very good.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'm now glad we haven't killed that copper dragon.
Could you imagine?
You mentioned to come
Kill
back.
the copper dragon.
We're rich, guys.
Not-
We're rich.
Not
Imagine
knowing
we
it's the
kill it.
mistress.
It switches.
or the
It
ma-
reverts back into human form for whatever reason. Like, oh shit, that's the
It's the end of
mistress.
the session, folks.
Honestly, this is a pretty good point, and I would like to make note that Mason immediately was like, "I'm waiting for the earth-shattering reveal today."
My sixth sense was on point.
It was quite literally. I was like, "I wonder if they'll get to this today. I wonder if this will happen. Maybe not. It'd be a stretch." And then they were talking about sending messages to everyone. I was like, I mean, she's still conscious, just not exactly in a great place right now. What did this actually sound like? Because I actually couldn't tell. I very quickly chose a voice to use for the voice mod to figure out what was that called again? It was called Double. Let me hear what this sounds like.
Yeah. Ooh. That was definitely not as I was going for.
No,
Ooh.
that's not the voice, was it?
No, this was definitely the voice that I picked.
That was not what I was going for. It was meant to be deeper. I thought that it was going to have the deeper other half because it's got a picture of a smiley face and a Frankenstein.
The other half.
Like,
It doubles your voice. in your
Something
view.
like this, where it's darker.
No, you.
Yeah, you're
No,
Darth
you.
Vader.
oh, that does sound like Darth Vader
Lovato.
too. Eh,
I'm your father.
beside the point. Maybe this would have been better.
What does this sound like? Does this sound far better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
More
more
demonic.
More demonic. I mean, it's called Dark Angel, so I mean. Anyways,
Fitting.
I didn't have a dragon's voice that I could switch to, so it worked out. It worked out
The
fine.
theory was true all along.
It was. You guys did very well in discerning that.
Menu
Um,
monster.
You guys are level
Right.
9 right now, right?
Yeah.
I'd
Yes.
say with this, let's level you guys up to 10.
Yes.
Oh God, here we go. He's giving us level for a reason, guys.
Dragon time.
Hey, yeah, shit.
Oh boy. I have some
Uh.
planning to do.
At least he's kind
Guys,
enough to give us
we just
level
not fight him
before the
anymore.
boss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have to. Just means that Dragon Spear is not going to exactly be of aid to you.
We need it.
We need it.
Think of the bounty.
Also, the bounty.
We just have to bring proof that it's dead. We could just like chop off one of her horns and be like, "Look at this."
Yeah, it's not very
That's-
commonplace that you find a copper horn, copper
Exactly.
dragon's horn.
That's fair.
And also, if the reports of the dragon attack end, that's also a pretty good sign.
We also have to be able to get into the city.
You also have to live.
And I can't believe she's still over there rampaging about. What the fuck hasn't she found in like 17 days?
Well, at this
Oh,
point, since she wasn't tricked, she might be looking for nothing.
I took your crown. Don't even bother checking the safety deposit box. It's not there.
That was fun. A lot was revealed in that one, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with there not being a heavy combat one, especially considering the fight before that was like ridiculously long and arduous, and now the next one is going to be ridiculously difficult. Maybe not necessarily long, but rather difficult, depending on what you guys do.
I love the big lore heavy sessions. They're so much fun, especially when you get overburdened with information. Oh, sign me up.
Sorry.
Sit there and figure it out.
It's my favorite fucking time in D&D.
I love how you were like connecting the dots and you go, So do you guys have like a treasury or how's
You know,
how's
like,
the division
The War of a
money?
Dragon kind of gives it away too. You know,
The what?
The
the
what?
War of a Dragon in my as a message kind of gave it away too.
See, I thought that was pretty keen, but I think that some of you were taking that as she was under attack by a dragon.
That
I
is
mean-
what 100% Jordan took it as.
Yeah, but then hey, then it wasn't that, then you.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, hey, that's what he told us, so it's like, okay, they're under attack. We gotta go.
Yes.
They aren't under attack. Well, shit, I don't know what to think anymore. And I'm tired of all this shit. Everything that's happened, Felix is broken. Felix has hit the point where the stress is just too much.
There has been 2 entities that have been secretly dragons.
Oh.
The Grand
No
Maven
more.
as a silver dragon, and the Grand Mistress, or not the Grand Mistress, the
Is
Mistress
there a connection?
as a copper dragon.
I now have blight. Teehee.
Hey, Lynn, I can have blight too.
I have 2 more stances.
You
I
do.
just learned. I
I
just
have
learned
a lot
fucking
of-
magical secrets. Magical secrets. I can learn any 2 spells from any class.
Oh,
Yep.
right, from
So
being
they
a
do
bard.
count as your spells.
Yep.
So they will use charisma as well.
Yep.
They will remove the amount of spell. They will count to your total spells. So if you're already at 20, you got to get rid of 2.
Yep. Yeah, I figured that. And then my College of Whispers. Oh, now my psychic blades does 5d6.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guardians of Faith. Divination, though. Mm.
Gopher, are you
divination.
putting your level into barbarian or rogue?
Barbarian.
Okay, so that puts you at level 7 barbarian, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Daddy.
So
Daddy?
Sorry. Daddy? Sorry.
level 7
sorry, Daddy.
barbarian gives you
I'm gonna take banishment. That's a fun
ooh.
spell.
Feral,
Okay,
feral
so-
instinct.
Yep. Feral instinct. Instincts are so honed that you have advantage on initiative rolls.
Whoa.
And basically, if you are surprised during combat, basically if a group of people get the drop on you and get their surprise round, if you enter your rage, you also get to act during their surprise round.
Whoa. Wait, what?
So basically, you can't be surprised during the start of combat.
Okay.
I can learn teleportation circle.
You should. That's a good fucking spell.
Yeah, if I go down, you can get us out.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm taking it. Hey, I can learn Eldritch Blast.
Oh,
Hey,
fuck.
that would be a good cantrip for you.
Wait, you can learn
It would be.
teleportation circle? Isn't that 5th level?
He can literally
We're at
learn
fifth-
2
we're at
spells
fifth level,
from any
Tyler.
category.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
For some
we have
reason,
to-
I was thinking 5th level showed up at 11th level spellcaster.
Hmm.
That's
Okay.
New
6th.
spells
That's
show
6th
up
level.
on even.
Hmm.
You have a lot of options to choose from,
I
Jordan.
have way too many options.
This is something that you're going to want to figure out later because
Yeah.
there are so many that are so good, Jordan.
Yeah, 5th is the
I
big
mean,
one.
teleportation circle is gonna help us a lot. So
Teleportation
I'm
circle is something that is like a permanent fix to certain things. It can take you to specific locations.
You know what honestly would be helpful, Jordan? Because you like playing support?
Huh.
Counterspell.
yeah, I don't learn that normally. You right?
Yeah, that's another good one.
Yes.
You-
As the
at-
bane of a DM's existence, that is a very good spell.
You are
you
going
really
to be
wanna
able
piss
to
off
get
your
the
DM.
highest level casting out of Counterspell, out of all of us.
If you really want to piss off your DM, you play as the War Mage subclass Wizard,
Oh my
the one that
God.
just gets more powerful when they counterspell.
Yeah. Oh my God. Don't they get like counterspell as well, like as a base ability?
No,
Oh, okay.
No, they can use their reaction to bolster their AC though.
Oh my God.
at the cost of not being able to cast a leveled spell next turn.
Yep.
Whatever.
And it also boosts their saving throws.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I
They're
think it's
very
a
good.
+2 to AC and all saving throws.
Yeah,
Oh hey, look
that's-
at that. Huh.
I think Jordan Counterspell is a good is probably
Yeah,
one of the
I'm
best
going with it
options
already.
for you.
I'm going with it.
He still got to
Ah!
take his other one. One to look up as well, Jordan, is just go onto Google and just Google like spells for D&D 5e because it'll come up with like all. Actually, go to D&D Beyond and just and just.
I mean,
Well, no, he's
that's
not
what
gonna be
I'm
able
on.
to see all the
Oh.
spells.
That was always
Okay, I
that's
see.
what was on.
I could literally go live and I could show him all the spells.
Anyways, thank you everybody so much for watching. I'm excited for next session.
Dragon time, Max. We got a
Dragon
wish.
time. And money time if you succeed.
If we do this right.
How much was that
Yeah.
bounty again? It was
It was
was
enough
enough.
for the 2 staffs of power.
not
Yes.
2. It was enough for 1.
No, it was enough for both.
Was it?
It was
Okay.
enough for
You
both.
said it was enough for both.
I would have to look at I still have the video. I can go and look at it. But I think it was like in the tens of thousands. I don't remember how much it was, but it was something like that.
Do I have it in my notes?
Anyways, thank you everybody so much for watching, and we will see you again on another Misrolled Adventure. Take care now.
Bye.
Cow.
Bye.